what I want people to see is an authentic experience.
This film takes place 1,000 years ago. The majority of it's going to be out in the outdoors. You know, building a forest, a sizable one, is quite complex. You know, it'd be a massive build.
It's not real, it's our own world that we're building.
The locations have been cold and unforgiving. There's been sub-freezing temperatures, and we've been blessed with having the most amazing crew. Renee, who's the costume designer, is very well researched.
They were like huge barbarians in the film. They were really tough. It was to find the line between the organic barbarian with fur and all that. It's a balancing act.
My role on Pathfinder movie was developing the prototype helmet for the movie.
I wanted them to look threatening. I wanted sort of hints of German steel helmets in there.
I use a lot of modern tools for forming the armor, but I also use ancient tools, just anvils and stakes and hammers and handmade rivets. And I basically just beat the metal into submission until it does what I want. This is fairly typical for basic construction for a Viking helmet. They couldn't forge large pieces of metal, so they built them out of multiple smaller pieces and riveted it together.
When you see all of the ornamentation on these guys' helmets, visually it is astounding though. But, you know, by the end of the day, I think I'm about an inch shorter from holding up all of these things.
We just went crazy over it and put, like, you know, some paint that looked like rust and leather and just tiny little piece. Those are cloth, and this is horsehair and leather and then metal again. We also have the chainmail, which is made half aluminum and half rubber for the sound. Nice, eh? And also because it's lighter.
As an artist, I understand the need for artistic expression, both in the depiction of Wampanoags and the Vikings. So I appreciate that.
You talk to the Indians and you say, well, how did it look back then? Everybody has a different idea of what it was like.
Welcome to the We-Tus. A We-Tu is a Native American structure we're using for the film. It's based on the Wampanoag style of housing. We built them in sections sort of similar to the Sydney Opera House. We added to it an outside structure of lodge poles to give it this extra spiny structure that comes up and looks really great on camera. We're going to be using the same structures in the Pathfinder Village and also in Ghost Village when you see that later. The difference between the two is that these ones we've covered in moss, and when we see them later, they'll just have the bark on them. We've also built almost everything on the set from scratch. This is the Pathfinder treehouse. We wanted to give Pathfinder something special, something that sets him apart from the rest of the tribe. Once we found the location, the tree sort of spoke to us. The design came forward from the tree. The whole tree is built in a couple of platforms that we've leveled up, and these poles again are steel poles which we've made look like trees. We're actually thickening the trunk of the tree to make it a little bit bigger, and of course the staircase we built, this is all steel construction that's made to look organic. You've seen the Pathfinder Village, and now we're taking you to the burial ground. Half of this rock that you see is fake actually. It's all hollow, it's foam.
Is to help create a ledge that's lower down for safety for the actors. It gets a little bit treacherous in points, but it's good for the actors to be walking on and the mimic up high on it quickly. The process took about 3 weeks or so. There's a framework of 2x4s and whatnot under there. We have some rock skins that were molded off real rock faces. Hopefully on the day you can't tell the difference.
Everybody has come up with a look and aesthetic that has a truth about it. The most important thing was that everybody was in the same picture and that weren't elements that were jarring or not in sync with each other. And I think they've done a fantastic job of really creating a look.